It's time, boys.
I am Mightykeef.
Am I seriously the only person that dips their ice cream in mayonnaise? All right, class, settle down, settle down. I want y'all to tell me what happened, how did we get here, and how do we fix it? Ooh, me, pick me. Billy. Well, on the grand final stage of EVO 2018, we had two combatants stalling out the match, providing friendly banter during the match, and giving homie stocks. Homie stock. When two players are friends and one player kills themselves by accident, the other opponent will deliberately kill themselves as well to even the match. This is usually seen in friendlies. That is correct. Now, how did we get here? Well, I guess no one could beat them at the time. Partially correct. How did we get to the point where the players decided they needed to exhibit the behavior that they did on the grand final stage? We heckled them? That, Billy, is correct. Now, how do we fix it? By beating them so they don't get the chance to make it to grand finals. That is incorrect. By booing them? That is incorrect. By banning Bayonetta? That is incorrect. By endlessly harassing them? Jesus Christ, Billy. So the correct answer that Billy was looking for was, don't add fuel to the fire. Now I know what you're thinking. By saying that, Keith, aren't you kind of dismissing the actions of the players? No, not at all. I'm going to get into the catastrophe that was the grand finals in a minute. But first, I want to talk about the actions that led up to that event. First, let's go over the Bayonetta as a character and the booing from the crowds. Yes, Bayonetta is a toxic character to play against. I know that. I understand that. She is the best character in the game by far. She is the hardest to play against by far. Okay? There's a lot of craziness that goes around that character. And because of that, there is a cesspool of hatred that the community has developed for that character. And that all gets pushed onto the players. When you're in a crowd full of hundreds or possibly even thousands of other people who are all screaming and shouting, it's very easy to throw out real words that you believe in without any fear of repercussions. Things or words that you may not have said to somebody, face to face. So you have that security that you can just say whatever you want and it's going to be okay. But that's not true. One person can shout, "This character sucks." The other person could boo. Another person can shout their hatred towards the character, and it just all culminates into a huge domino effect, creating a mass kind of mob mentality, for this character. And all this is happening with two people kind of getting the brunt force of it. Understand that. All this frustration of hundreds or possibly even thousands of people watching is all being absorbed by two people on stage right then and there. That's a lot to deal with. It is. The reasons why I'm going after the community first is because I believe, like I said, it was a domino effect. Okay? We'll see what the true intentions were with Captain Zack and Lima later on. For right now, I know that creating a mob mentality is never a good idea. I also hold this Smash 4 community to a higher standard than I hold two individuals in Captain Zack and Lima. That's why I'm going after the community first. But now that I've gotten that out the way, let's talk about the players. There is no person in this world that loves having people talk down to them. There is nobody in here who loves having a lot of people hate them and say rude things and create a rush of negativity towards them. There may be people who have higher pain thresholds than others, but there is a limit to every human's tolerance. It was very, very obvious that the hate was getting annoying to the players. Well, it was whether it was these little sudden hair flips that Captain Zack would do, or his constant fidgeting on the finals, or maybe his eye rolls. All of these things are signs of just being annoyed or being nervous or being upset at something. Those are telltale signs. those are even if you're trying to mentally compress it, your body's going to lash out. You're going to show physical signs of being annoyed. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I noticed Captain Zack and Mistake mostly. I've also seen Captain Zack and Mistake at other tournaments as well. Okay, so this isn't just like one data from one tournament. I mean, everyone has patterns. Everybody does. My honest opinion, I feel as though the players were backed into a corner to the point where they started to rebel. You know, it was one of those things where it's like, if you call me a villain, I'm gonna show you a villain. All right, I think that's what happened. I believe that's what happened. I know a lot of other people are saying it in the community, and the reason why is because we've been a long time. We've been around a lot. I mean, Omni said it, Zero said it, I think Esam said it. I can't remember, but these are people. We've been around this type of behavior for a very, very, very long time in the competitive scene. So when it comes out of people, you're kind of like, oh yeah, I've seen this before. This is clearly, you know, an act, a rebellious act, showing that okay, well, I don't like you for not liking me, so I'm just gonna not like the kind of who's more petty at the moment type behavior. No one can 100% know if that is the true case. Only Captain Zach and Lima know what their true intentions were. I'm just letting you know what it looks like from an audience point of view. I do not condone booing at all. I want that to be perfectly clear. I think it is very childish. I think that there are many, many other ways to show that you disagree with something without being disrespectful. Write an angry tweet without personally attacking someone. Go have sex with your girlfriend. Do anything. You are in Las Vegas, okay? That is like the one city in this entire country where there are so many legal things you can do to not be stressed. There is no excuse. Like you can do whatever you want. Just don't be disrespectful to another human being when you show that you disagree with them or what they're doing. That's it. It's just that simple. Okay, leaving the venue's fine. I think some people don't like that. I think leaving the venue's fine. If you disagree with it, you're not obligated to stay. You don't have to watch it. It's grand finals between two Bayonettas. I'm not esports, okay? I love esports, but I'm not censored. No one wants to watch that shit. I know that. I don't want to watch that shit. It's kind of annoying. Sometimes it can be kind of flashy because it's funny seeing Zero to Deaths on Bayonetta. Kind of a little satisfying to see her get messed up, but it's boring. It's honestly for the most part boring. Everyone understands if you just want to get up and we can do better than that. That's not what the Smash 4 community is. That's not what the Smash community is in general. I don't want to see that in Ultimate either. Okay, a lot of people, there is no point in booing. Maybe, like I said, that mob mentality gets created. One person boos, other person boos, second person, third. Now you got a whole room full of people doing something that they know damn well they should not be doing. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. It's as simple as that. Sponsors, big companies who want to look at our communities, they have people in their marketplace. They have people who they have PR people as well. They'll look at situations and they'll judge it, but then they'll also look at the community's reaction to that situation, and then they'll judge it off that as well. If Zach and Lima had just done their stuff and it looked crazy, who knows what will happen just about the Bayonetta character in general. Maybe the sponsors would be like, okay, well, we know to make sure, you know, not to have this character have so much limelight, or they'll do whatever company stuff they'll do. But what they see is how the reactions of the community are towards it. If they see a bunch of people booing, getting upset, and saying terrible names and harassments, they're gonna say, wow, the community can't even handle itself. Why would we come in there and invest our time and money to people who aren't responsible enough to crowd control their own people? So that's what I think. That's what I think could be a backlash. But we'll get into that a little later. Okay, stalling and collusion. So we've talked about the fuel to the fire. Now let's talk about the actual fire. Exactly. The players who went on grand finals and decided to stall, give homie stocks, kind of look like it's colluding. I mean, obviously they did not collude. There was a real winner. I hope. But it was appalling. I'm gonna be flat out honest. It was appalling. It was disgusting to watch. When I'm talking about this, I'm not talking about the character. I'm talking about what they did with the character. If it was just two Bayonetta players fighting it out, doing just Bayonetta stuff, yes, like I said, it would have been kind of lame or whack to watch, but it wouldn't have looked as bad as it did. By dicking around in the finals, it really takes away from the impact or I guess the legacy that the grand finals has in EVO. EVO is the biggest tournament of fighting games, and it happens once a year. That means you only got one chance to make it look perfect, and we did not make it look anywhere near good, let alone perfect. Esports, like regular sports, are ran off of one thing. Okay, two things. Really just one thing though, and that's viewership. Because the viewership bring in the money, and the money helps create the esport. You know, that helps fuel it. Without the viewerships, we ain't got money. Without the money, we have no scene. Okay? If the viewers go away, we go away as well. I don't care how talented you are. I don't care how fun the game is. I don't care about how amazing anyone is in the actual sport or you know, professional league or whatever. If there is no one to view this, you don't exist. There is no way to make this a livable thing. Come on. For a lot of people, that might have been their first time ever watching a grand finals in Smash. Ever. Okay? It might have been their first time. They may not have seen not even a Smash 4 finals, just a Smash finals. They may not have ever been witnessing the PPMDs in Apex. They never saw the true Mewtwo King at his like severe prime where he demolished everyone. They probably never saw Mango doing crazy stuff. They probably never saw Zero when Zero was amazing. They probably never saw maybe that was their first time ever seeing a Smash finals. Could you imagine having that be the one thing that you take away from Smash's legacy? That type of stuff, no one's gonna want to watch that again. That'd be terrible. No one wants to watch that. Captain Zack and Lima said that it was because they were friends. Okay, they wanted to hang out. Now these guys, they're like under 18. I'm not giving them a pass because if you're 16, 17 years old, you know how to behave in front of a lot of people. I'm not giving anyone a pass. Okay, so when I say that they're kids, they're teenagers, okay? They're just not grown adults yet. At their age, they still should know, you know, what's right, what's wrong, when you're on a stage in front of hundreds of thousands of people. If this was truly because they're friends, they're on the big stage, they want to just have fun for a match or two, the only thing I can really say to that is there is a time and a place for everything. And the grand stage of EVO, the biggest tournament in the world in front of, like I said, hundreds of thousands of people, is not the time nor the place. And a big shout out to Bear for regulating, you know, everything that's going on, because that could have got way worse very fast. Okay, so I just gave them some shit for their actions. Now let me give you my opinion on the actual players. And the truth is, I have absolutely no issue with Lima or Captain Zack as people. I don't honestly know Lima. Like I said, I only recently heard about him doing really well. I've seen Mistake before. Don't have an issue with him. I've seen Captain Zack before. Don't have an issue with him. In fact, I like Captain Zack. I think he's funny. I think his dances and him doing all these crazy antics, I think it's hilarious because I know it triggers people. But it doesn't trigger people into the point where it's like, okay, this is toxic for the community. We're gonna lose a lot of sponsors. No, it doesn't trigger people like that. It just triggers people as in it makes him the villain. And all communities, have a villain. You got Low Tier God in Street Fighter, and even F-Champ used to be a villain. I don't know if he's still a villain. I don't know if that's his character role right now. You got Leffen from Melee. Leffen went from this asshole, pimple-faced, Final Fantasy hairstyle character to this lovable now Evo champion. That's a story. That's something that people will walk away from. You know, that's something that connects people in the community. They get to talk about it. There's something to always conversate about. You know, it's cool to have something like that. I think that helps communities grow. Same thing with Low Tier God. Now he's not really that big of an asshole anymore. You know, it's the whole Piccolo and Vegeta thing. They used to be douchebags, but now they're kind of cool, you know? So it's cool I'm okay with Captain Zack doing that. What I'm not okay with is what happened on Grand Finals that night. That's just not cool. But as the players, like I said, they're cool individuals. I think the only time I interacted with Captain Zack was when I did not know who he was, and I asked him to borrow a controller because I was doing a friendly with Shofu. And he handed it to me. And I'm making it seem like that's an incredible story, but it's not. It's just genuine. He didn't know who I was. I didn't know who he was. He just genuinely just gave it to me out of the goodness of his heart. And I gave it back and only realized later that it was Captain Zach. So like I said, these people aren't bad people. I know it's easy to point the hate at them. I know it's easy to not like what they did, but remember, these are still human beings when it comes down to it, okay? And hopefully, like I said, this does not happen again. So now for the backlash. You know, everything has happened. So where do we go from here? What are the repercussions? Well, as crazy as it sounds, it's very lucky that we were not on the final stage this year. And by final stage, I mean the Sunday event, where everyone is just watching and there's all these eyes, over 200,000 people watching at a time. Again, a lot of people are still gonna know about this because of the controversy that it created, and the VODs and just, you know, articles, interviews, tweets, you know, social media. Everyone's going to know about this, but it has a severely less impact than watching it live. I'll tell you that. If there are any repercussions, I don't think it's going to be as bad as it could have been. So it's lucky that we got shafted this year and we only were on the Saturday event. Now it's true, Nintendo was watching, okay, and so I will address that right now. With Nintendo, they're a company, okay? This competitive game will come, it will go. This competitive tournament, it will come, it will go. They're a company all through and through, okay? And with company needs are money. Nintendo knows what Smash brings to the table, okay? People go out and buy systems specifically for Smash. I went and got the N64 for Smash. I got the GameCube for Smash. I got the Wii for Smash. I got the Switch for Smash. Although the Switch is a far better system and I love it for other games, but that's for another time. Nintendo knows that Smash brings money to the table. They're not gonna do anything to us, okay? Now, fingers crossed, of course, but I personally don't think Nintendo's gonna shaft us. If their pattern continues, because this year they've been devoting a lot of time, money, and resources to Smash Ultimate. Y'all saw E3, right? It was other Nintendo games and then all of Smash. I mean, we got pretty much like 90% of the E3 was Smash, okay? They're gonna have a Smash Direct tomorrow. Just a Smash Direct, not even just a Nintendo Direct with Smash on it, a Smash-focused Direct. Okay, they're spending their time. They're finally realizing that Smash is a huge cash cow, not just for the general public, but for competitive. They're like, okay, we can make some money off this. So I don't think there's gonna be anything with that. Now going on to Evo. Similar to Nintendo, Mr. Wizard is a businessman. He owns a company, okay? He knows where the money's going. We don't have the greatest relationship with Mr. Wizard. We don't, the Smash community. But money talks. Money talks. And I know it sounds like I'm just talking about money, but like that when it comes to companies, when it comes to business, that is the primary, you know, concern. Will this make us money? And Smash makes people money. You know, it has a luxury that other fighting games don't have. And that is that everyone plays Smash. Everyone. Only fighting game players are going to pick up Street Fighter. Only fighting game players are going to pick up Guilty Gear or BlazBlue, unless you like really love anime to the point where I don't really. Only fighting game players are gonna play things like MVCI and things of that nature. The reason why Dragon Ball FighterZ was so big is because it's a Dragon Ball Z game, so a lot of people loved it, but it's also a fighting game when you go down to it. That's why 80% of the PC players don't play anymore, because they basically bought it off the Dragon Ball Z name hype. But when you get down to it, it's a fighting game, and only fighting game players play fighting games. More than fighting game players play Smash. Everyone plays Smash. Everyone's always going to play Smash. You'll always have it at a university. Maybe people are gonna have items on high and people will play to get rid of stress or you know, play in between studying. You know, they always have it in libraries at universities. I know the universities in my state have them. You know, it's always a good drinking game when you're at a dorm or when you're everywhere and people wanna go in and just have fun. Smash is not just a fighting game, it's I hate to say it, but it's a party game and fighting game. You can play it as a fighting game for competitive reasons, but then there's also a general public who can play it as just a party game. And so that's the luxury we have, is that we put so much money in and so many people are going to get it and so accessible to everyone. there's nothing really gonna happen to us. Now that doesn't mean go around and just like wave your dicks everywhere on stage while playing or do crazy outlandish stuff because there's no repercussions. That just means that right now we're in a good place to the point where this was not a huge hit to us. But still, let's be on our best behaviors, please, because, you know, it could get pretty bad pretty fast. And in conclusion, yes, I'm finally done. I don't even know how long this video is, but if you guys have made it to the end, thank you so much. In conclusion, this was a bonehead mistake by two people. I hope they learned from this. I don't have any hate for them. I don't want there to be any hate for these individual players. Hate the character all you want, I don't care. Hate the character. Character's whack. I'm gonna be honest with you. I grew up in a time where there were no patches though, so we kind of just had to deal with the bullshit. Melee Fox was pretty lame. I think y'all know I hate Melee Fox a lot. Maybe it's because I play Jigglypuff, I don't know. But you kind of just had to deal with it. You know, you have one frame shine that's invulnerable and can combo into itself and can kill. But you kind of just had to deal with it. You know, you had Brawl Meta Knight. It was either you learned how to beat Meta Knight or you played Meta Knight to beat Meta Knight. You kind of just deal with it. Smash 4, we have patches, you know, so people kind of, they kind of got privileged for that. But you know, she got nerfed and she's still broken. So I don't know what the answer is, to be honest. Anyways, the conclusion is like this was a bonehead mistake by two people that I hope will never happen again. This was also a bonehead mistake by the community for antagonizing them, as well as reacting poorly to something that disagreed with, or reacting in not a acceptable way to something they disagreed in. And I hope that never happens again. And I hope this is just a lesson, you know, that we all can learn from. I don't think there's gonna be any repercussions, honestly. Hope I don't have to bite. I hope this video ages well and I don't have to, like eat my words or anything like that. But I think this is something that we'll just learn from moving forward, and just can't wait for Ultimate, man. Just can't wait for Ultimate. Thank you so much, guys, for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Let me know if you guys don't agree with me, or if you got... The hell is that? If you guys do agree with me, let me know in the comment section. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. And if you are new to the crew, baby, we almost had 100K. I don't even know. By the time this video drops, I might be at 100K. But thank you guys so much for being along with me on the journey. Subscribe if you're new. And guys, I am out. Peace.
Or that's just crazy.